We are here to bring light into the shadows. Today we speak about what many inside the FBI have been screaming behind closed doors, what whistleblowers have risked careers and reputations to expose. Donald Trump and his chosen loyalist Kash Patel tried to cover up the truth about the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and it is time the world heard what really happened, how it was handled, and why this incompetence and corruption put all Americans in danger. For decades, the role of FBI director was not about politics. Nobody cared who the director voted for because their duty was to the Constitution, to justice, and to the American people. But in the Trump's world, everything is about loyalty to him. If you are not fully MAGA, if you do not chant his slogans, you are out. That is why he chose Kash Patel, not because of Patel's qualifications, but because of his blind 120% loyalty. Patel's entire career has been built on being Trump's loyal foot soldier, willing to bend rules, purge institutions, and destroy enemies' lists for Trump's benefit. And when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, Patel's incompetence became impossible to hide. Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA, and one of Trump's most loyal youth organizers, was gunned down in Utah. His assassination sent shockwaves across the conservative movement. Almost immediately, Kash Patel stepped before cameras and took credit for the investigation. He praised himself, saying, "This is what happens when you let good cops be cops," and emphasized that releasing the suspect's photos was his call. But the truth was far uglier. Behind the scenes, agents were furious. Patel at first rushed onto social media to falsely claim a suspect was already in custody. Less than 2 hours later, he had to walk it back in humiliation. Inside the bureau, officials said Patel had created chaos, wasted precious time, and undermined the investigation. His self-congratulation was jarring completely, unlike how previous FBI directors credited teams instead of themselves. Even worse, Patel had already gutted the very support staff who were crucial to solving the case, yet he pretended to praise them after tearing them down. Whistleblowers and lawsuits revealed the deeper truth. Patel knew he was breaking the law when he purged FBI agents who had worked on cases against Trump. He said his job depended on it, because in his own words, the FBI tried to put the president in jail, and he hasn't forgotten it. Former FBI executives have sued him, accusing him of illegal firings and blatant politicization of the Bureau. Patel wanted an FBI that served Trump, not America. And when Kirk was assassinated, that corruption was exposed in real time. Agents said Patel delayed releasing the shooter's images, wasting hours. When the images were finally released, it was not Patel's brilliance that solved the case, but a father recognizing his son. Tyler Robinson's own father saw the photos, confronted his son, and confirmed his guilt. That is what brought the suspect down, not Patel's mismanagement. Yet Patel stood in front of cameras trying to claim victory, while simultaneously raging at his own agents. The New York Times reported that during a nationwide video call, Patel cursed and screamed at FBI teams, venting his stress in an angry tirade. That is not leadership, that is incompetence on full display. Even Trump's own conservative allies began to doubt him. Christopher Rufo, Eric Erickson, and other right-wing commentators started to question if Patel had what it takes to lead. And when even Trump's base starts to wonder if his people are qualified, you know the cracks are showing. But what did Trump do? He praised Patel. He supported him. He used the Fox and Friends stage to announce the suspect's arrest before the FBI officially did. Because for Trump, control of the narrative always matters more than competence. It is about image, never about truth. The FBI itself defended Patel publicly, saying justice was delivered. But inside, the agents knew better. They knew the investigation was mishandled, that Patel's ego came first, that his loyalty purge left the Bureau weaker and slower. They knew his reckless social media post was unacceptable. They knew time was wasted, that public safety was put at risk. And still, Patel and his deputy, Dan Bongino, were allowed to spin the story to shield Trump, just as they had done with Jeffrey Epstein's files months earlier. When Attorney General Pam Bondi wanted to release all the Epstein documents, Patel and Bongino fought her, keeping Trump's allies protected once again. It was the same pattern: loyalty to Trump. Above all, truth be damned. Think carefully about this. Charlie Kirk's assassination was a single-shooter case, a U.S. citizen, straightforward by law enforcement standards. And still Patel botched it. He fumbled, he lied, he delayed, and he panicked. Now imagine Patel leading a response to a coordinated foreign attack, a multi-jurisdictional conspiracy, or a crisis involving thousands of lives. The thought is terrifying. The truth is undeniable. He is not qualified. He is not capable. He is a clown, dressed in a suit installed only to protect Trump, never to protect America. And this is where Trump's cover-up becomes clear. It is not just about hiding facts. It is about controlling them. It is about spinning mistakes into victories, punishing dissent, rewarding loyalty, and silencing critics. The whistleblowers inside the FBI saw what happened. They risked their careers to warn the public. They knew that the Trump's obsession with loyalty had turned the Bureau into a propaganda tool. They knew Patel's incompetence was a danger to every American. And they knew the assassination of Charlie Kirk exposed the truth: when institutions serve one man instead of the people, everyone loses. The final insult was Trump himself breaking the news on live television, as if he were the one leading the investigation. He used Kirk's death not to mourn, not to reflect, but to boast, to take credit, to spin. And in doing so, he showed his hand. For Trump, every tragedy is a stage. Every death is a chance to perform. Every institution is a prop for his image. The FBI was once meant to stand above politics. Under Trump, it is a stage prop, and Kash Patel is his court jester. So hear this: Trump's incompetence is not just embarrassing. It is dangerous. His cover-ups are not just lies. They put lives at risk. Kash Patel is not a leader. He is a man who admitted he broke the law to protect Trump. He purged agents, weakened the Bureau, botched the Kirk investigation, and still Trump praised him. The agents who spoke out are not doing it for politics. They are doing it because they know America is less safe with Trump and Patel in control. They are sounding the alarm, and the question is, will you listen? To everyone watching, the cover-up only works if you stay silent. Demand accountability. Demand oversight. Share the truth. Expose the lies. Because this is bigger than Charlie Kirk, bigger than Kash Patel, bigger than Donald Trump. This is about whether institutions serve the people or bow to a single man. It ends when you say it ends. The choice is yours. The choice is yours.